right there.
Take a picture of the back of my head.
That's right. I'm glad you washed your hair.
Did you bring any Zephyrs?
No, I ate them all.
Why don't you leave the camera, go get Zephyrs, and come back? And then we'll watch it.
We won something. I know, but everybody won that.
Yeah, is there some reason why?
Goodbye.
The community opposition, you know.
We're going to start now.
Matthew,
Miss. No one told me. No one told me. No one told me. I only found out today.
okay, well, then that answers
Hi, I'm Irene Guanil. I'm first vice chair and I'm going to be chairing this meeting. We're going to start with the public hearing. Sorry, public participation. You want to do the public, oh, you,
Yes, if they have a top, if they have a, if there's a slip that has comments about City Island Avenue, which is the DSA variance, we'll take them now. But if not, we'll go to the lady who has the presentation.
public hearing now.
Hi.
Come.
Okay. I don't know if I need it. Hi, I'm Amanda Ainani. I'm here on behalf of the owner and applicant of this PSA extension of term application. I'm just gonna hand out a photo. If you could just take one and pass it down, please. This property is located at 630 to 636 City Island Avenue. And you'll see when the photo comes around, it's a small strip of 4 commercial stores. It was granted a variance in 1994 to allow the commercial use here because it is in a residential district. It's been continually operating since then as 4 commercial stores. As they presently are occupied, there is a Dunkin' Donuts and a Baskin Robbins. There is a construction general contractor's office. Then there's a vacant store, and then there's a bait and tackle store. And the application now is to extend the term of the variance for another 20 years. 20 years was the first term. We're going to extend it, requesting an extension again for an additional 20 years. That's it.
Do we have a motion on the table?
Motion to accept.
Second?
up, and we wanted some assurances that that was all gonna get taken care of.
Yeah, he's gonna have, yes, the owner is gonna have to do some maintenance, in the back where parking spaces are. We'll address that at the site, because there may be certain things that the commissioners want done. As of now, there is,
Yeah, just don't say anything about that. It's terrible.
they're
What I want.
proposing to, at a minimum, fix the fence, and, there's landscaping that also needs to be installed
There's a lot
around
of work
the
that needs to be
perimeter
done
of the
back there.
fence,
It's all
yeah,
chopped up.
yeah.
And then if
I
there was a
told
certain
them
amount,
about that.
there was a certain amount of cars in there, you needed a valet, it was supposed to be a
There's,
valet. It's so tight, you can't get out.
There's 35 parking spaces required because of the special city island district. Although that's, it's required because of the special district regulations, but in reality, there's really never 35 cars back there at the same time. But, 35 car spaces will have to be striped.
The apartments that are above there, they're gonna have any spaces just for themselves? Did we also ask about that?
I don't think they're required to.
But we just wanted assurance that they were gonna maintain it and take care of it, because it's in horrendous shape.
I understand, and that is definitely going to be addressed at the DSA, very completely. I think I mentioned last time that the chair and the commissioners are always, very concerned about, site conditions, especially commercial use in a residential zone, in terms of like landscaping and, the concrete pavement, and there will need to be upgrades made.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that this picture doesn't address anything in the back, just showing.
No,
the
this
front.
is just to show the storefronts, just to, as a visual for you.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Any other board members? Motion to accept? We did a second?
Did that already.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any objections? Abstain? Passed.
Thank you.
We're gonna go to public participation.
Does this sound good? So anyone who grabs this microphone has one rule. Speak into it. That's it. Because these work well. Thank you.
Is anyone here from Shanghai Red? Anyone here from Shanghai Red?
The owner of the Shanghai Cafe or president?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Don't use the microphone. I'm pretty loud, so I'm pretty good on that. So we're just here in regards to the sidewalk cafe that we would put on Ferris Ave, on the corner of Ferris and Westchester Square. It is for 17 seats, 17 tables, 34 seats. I have renderings of that if anyone wants to see what they look like. And I also have pictures of what the corner looks like now, vacant, what signs or anything might be in the way.
How many chairs? How many
It's
tables?
17 tables and 30, that would be, they're all two tops, so it'd be 34 seats. There's approximately 20 square feet on the side, so we wouldn't be using, I believe it's 9 1/4, and the rest would be for public assembly.
And how much is the total space?
The total space is 20. There's 4 boxes of 5 feet each. It's how many? 75. And 75 feet is the actual length of the sign.
And back? Any other board members have questions?
problem that I see is that in the evening, your patrons are double parking on Westchester Avenue. And when that happens, you know, the Westchester Square has that plaza there
Yes.
that, took away parking, and you can only make a right turn on that service road there. And also DOT blocked in between pillars, with those cones, so you can't even go around the block with the double park cars to make the right-hand turn. And the other night, it was about 2 weeks ago, the cars were double parked, and that's when I realized that the cones were there and I couldn't get through, and I had to keep going. I couldn't make the right-hand turn on Tremont Avenue. And I just think that, and then another night, my husband and I were coming home, it was about 10 o'clock in the evening, and there was a car pulling out, it must have been like in the front, or it may have been blocking Ferris Place, and I was coming from Pelham Bay, going towards your establishment, and it was an SUV coming towards me head-on, because all those cars, there was a bunch of cars that were all parked, double parked. So when I saw that it was 17 tables and 34 seats, I just thought it was excessive for an establishment that's not even there a year. And when there's, a problem on Westchester Avenue, I know some people are saying that they passed by and there was no double parking. That's during the day, but I'm talking about at night.
At nighttime, I haven't had, the one time that I had an issue, I think it was like a week ago, and there was someone who was double parking to run into the Chinese food restaurant that's there because they're open till midnight
Right,
also.
and I'm not saying that it's all from your establishment, it's from the others, and I think a lot of it, the problem is because of the Westchester Square Plaza, where those cars could have parked in a couple of spots were eliminated from that area. But the point is that you're bringing in 17 tables, you're bringing in more vehicles into that location. So where are they gonna go?
With us, restaurants in general, summertime is usually a time when you slow down a little bit. So the outdoor seating for me would be one of those that I'm hoping where if I did fill the outdoor seating, it sort of takes away from my indoor seating, just because it's more of a convenience for people who will make it a spot that people want to come to because of the outdoor seating. So, and by that time, we close the Sidewalk Cafe earlier than we do close our restaurant. So the late night, we'll be closing probably when our kitchen closes, so it's probably 10 o'clock, we'll be closing the house. Between 10 and 11, we wouldn't go past 11 on the outdoor, so it wouldn't go, those seating, the cars that would be from that seating won't necessarily hit on the times where you're saying about, the late night or whenever there's more issues, because if by 10, 11, it would be done.
Well, I'm talking like 9, 10, it's in the evening, it's not during the daytime that this is going on. And I had complained about it at one of the committee meetings, and then I saw all the police there, I guess they...
Yeah, the police have tried to work with us, just in general, because the issue that we've had there, it's because we do have the tow trucks across. So most of the cars that are parked on Ferris aren't even my patrons. They're cars that are there that are waiting to be worked on or that were towed there. So my patrons right now are actually trying to find locations. So they usually have to park on, let's say, Commerce and walk over. So it's not necessarily that my patrons are the ones that are covering all these streets.
I'm not blaming only you. I'm not saying that it's just your establishment, but I'm saying that, but I think 17 tables is excessive because you are bringing in more traffic. You know what I'm saying? And it becomes a safety issue, because I couldn't even make the right-hand turn on Tremont Avenue. And then I had an SUV coming towards me, so I just...
Question. Your establishment, it's only restaurant?
It's restaurant lounge. We have our liquor license till 3, but we don't exercise it throughout the week. It's usually just Friday and Saturday. The rest of the week.
Don't have any dancing there?
We do have music, but I have tables everywhere. So there is no actual, I don't open it up for a dance floor. I don't do anything like that. Patrons have obviously asked because that's something that everyone would look for. But in terms of the establishment, the way I set it up where there's tables everywhere where there isn't actually a dance floor or anything like that. We do have the no dancing sign up. If, there's a song on that someone likes and they try to get up, I sort of try to deter it as much as I can. But most of the time it's people standing there and sort of like bopping in place. It's not necessarily a lot of dancing or something like that.
Do you have dancing entertainment?
We do have, once a month, we do have sort of like a showcase where we do have maybe 2 performers that they come in. But it's more of they walk through the crowd and it's more of just performing to whatever the theme is. We did one for like Cinco de Mayo, so they had a Cinco de Mayo costume on, and it was something along those lines.
also had motorcycles parked on the sidewalk?
Yes.
You have to ask the residents, because I'm just,
I
I just
remember
see
being
the.
at the meeting, so,
But they said they would address that.
yeah.
And the week, I think 3 days after that was brought up at the meeting, the same motorcycle people that usually always come to our establishment, there's only about 3 or 4 of them, I know who they are. They came and they were parked on the street, and I told them, thank you, I don't want any issues with community board, just make sure every time you park here, park on the street, don't ever get onto the sidewalks, because it was brought up at the meeting, they told me, Tony, don't worry about it, for you, we'll make sure that if they're with us, or if anyone comes on a motorcycle that is with us, we'll make sure that we park on the street in order not to cause any problems.
That was a concern that they had that time.
What time will you have the cafe open? I know you said between either 9 or 10, or 10 or 11.
If the 10, we're closed by 10 or 11.
And now what time will it begin?
Well, right now, we're not even open for lunch yet, so right now, we don't open the restaurant till 4. So it would be where it begins at 4 o'clock.
I'm just concerned about the safety issue of, with all the other vehicles that you're bringing in and there's no place to park. And like I said, I just thought that it was very excessive, that all those tables. I don't know, how many does, Havana Cafe have? There's no near.
I don't know.
And it has about 15 tables.
Does it?
About 4, 8,
I would say it's the same amount
12.
actually.
Yeah, because they
That's
have a
what I'm
side
saying.
in the front, so they have about 10.
15?
They have 3 two-tops, 3 two-tops, 4 or 5 two-tops inside and then out.
And evenings, Commerce and Ferris don't have anything going on.
You're
It's
right,
all
when they
commercial.
weren't open. But now that they're open.
I'm just saying, it's all commercial, they should be parking there in the evenings.
Well, they're double parked.
Anybody else have any questions?
Can I finish?
Yes.
As far as you seem like you got a grip on the place, because we talked about the motorcycles, but as far as dancing or anything like that, you're not supposed to do that. Okay, even if you sign
Yeah,
up.
just be careful with the,
And,
with the Maya days.
Yeah.
He's right, he's right.
because then you got to face my committee, it's a whole other ballgame. So, it just, if you go over to them, tell them what you're supposed to do, they do what you say, you're not gonna have any problems. I think the chairs might alleviate the motorcycle stuff anyway.
That's what I'm
But
hoping
if
for that.
if you don't address stuff like immediately, and you say, well, they just, it's like a little bit of graffiti. You gotta get it off right away. You nip it in the bud, say, this is management, these owners, they're not gonna tolerate this. And you don't want that, because once that happens, and then somebody else or he does it, or I love, and then he gets on, and then then you lose control of the place. And then you gotta deal with the tickets, the march, and all that other stuff that goes on in the place. You don't need that headache. All right, thank you. I'm done.
Yes.
2 things about this. You're gonna have a corral around the tables and chairs, correct?
Yes.
And you know that you can't have advertising, you can only have your store name on that, correct?
Yeah, that's the only thing going on there.
Okay, and there should be from that corral to the curb 8 feet for the public to walk. Is it gonna be 8 feet?
We have about 10 and a quarter, and then like I said, the renderings have just our logos on.
Yes, good.
Hi, my name is Lou Rocco, Westchester Square Civic. Now, I brought up that issue with the motorcycles, and I can attest that they were on the sidewalk, and I'm happy that you addressed that. But at the last meeting, it was brought to the committee that right across the street is a body shop, and there's also a nightclub where they rent it out as one of the halls. Nobody brought it up that there's a church right abutting the property. And if you look at the times on the sign, the church's time at 7:30 coincide with your time when the people are coming out. I gave them an opportunity, it should have come from the community board. I just told them, did you know that there was a meeting? And they said they were never notified. I feel that it should be fair that a church was put there, and I don't know technically, 200 feet away, this bar shouldn't even been put there, all right? But I think they should have the opportunity, at least work as good neighbors, maybe they can change a time, like on a Sunday. It's not proper for people to be dressed up and then have people partying out on the street at the same time. I think it would be advisable to have courtesy. I met the pastor a long time ago, seems like he's a great guy, he's an apostle, and I think it would be fair for the community board to consider before it escalates into something that is not nice for the neighborhood. So, just consider that. You should get the pastor in and see what can, works. But they totally neglected that there is a church there.
All right, thank you, Lou.
Thank you.
Anyone else from the public? Okay. All in favor to motion to accept?
Motion?
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Abstain?
Okay, wait,
No, I'm saying no.
Opposed?
Opposed first.
Staying.
Now, hold on, wait. Opposed? Raise your hands. There's 1, 2.
Anyone else?
Seeing no one else.
And abstain is
Okay, so
By
2
one.
opposed, 1 abstention.
motion passed. We're gonna go to public participation. Motion to close the public hearing.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Public participation. Kevin Delia.
Does this work? You wanna use this?
Yes.
Okay. So just the next speaker, just hand it over to you. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. My name is Kevin.
Yeah.
I'm here to talk about, I was at the last municipal meeting and Jump made a presentation, so you guys will be voting on putting a letter out, a recommendation for them to Department of Transportation, Deputy Commissioner, and the Commissioner. I'm not here to promote Jump, but I'm here to just say bike share is a good thing. We live in an area that's a transit desert. Think about the bus situation that's happening now in City Island from the meetings that last couple of days. So I just want to say that I'm for bike share, and there's City Bike out there, there's Jump out there, there's Lime out there, there's a couple different ones. And I certainly like Jump. They let me ride their bike that night. It was great. So I'm just here to say, let's vote yes, or let's give a positive note to that letter to the Department of Transportation. That's all.
Robert Press.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Temporary Chair. On June 3rd, I sent a FOIA request to the Community Board office asking for the new membership list, because a member of a community board begins on June 1st and runs through May 31st if they're not reappointed. Should they not reapply, they're off the board as of April 1st. The response I received from the board was on or about July 5th, 2019, I will get an answer. I then sent on June 9th to the Borough President's office, Tom Lucania, the same request of the new membership list of this community board. The answer I got was on or about July 8th, I will receive an answer. As I said, board members are to start their membership June 1st. If there is no list of new membership of this board, and it's not going to be until July, I can't see how you can vote tonight on anything if there is no membership list. We do not know who the members are and who aren't. As a matter of fact, at one of the committee meetings held this month, I heard one member say to another member, "Oh, you're still on the board?" Next, when votes are taken, though, okay, it should not be the resolution passed. When the votes are taken, it must state who voted in the affirm, who voted negative, and who abstained. That is a must. The bylaws of CB10 were only put online after I made continuous requests of Tom Lucania at the Borough President's office. They were dated April 3rd, 2019. Since then, you've had one change of the bylaws in May, and there is a proposed change again tonight. So those bylaws have to be revised again.
Yes.
Okay, as for my complaint against Ward 10 member Bob Peter, I was told it could be heard at the executive session in May, but I could not attend. I get a letter from Tom Lucania that I can attend the executive session now in June, or whenever the hearing was supposed to be. However, I know as a former board member, only board members can attend executive session. If the rule changed, since I was there, it changed. But why was I told I couldn't, and now I'm told I can? I also want to mention the fact that I received a call from Mr. Bia with ex parte, which I said, I do not want to talk about anything, I'm going to hang up, and I did. I then received another phone call, which, on a voicemail, which I still have, was Mr. Bia telling me what I could do. Okay? I've had phone calls with Mr. Sullivan, the
Play
chair of
that
this
for
board.
us, please.
Madam Chair, can I continue?
You have 10 seconds left.
Well, I've been interrupted here.
You have 2 more
All right,
seconds.
Mr. Sullivan told me how this, the chair of the board, told me some other things, and how this election tonight is gonna go. Members would be dropping out, and this is gonna be, this may leave me no recourse than to sue Community Board 10 if Mr. Beer is not terminated. Would you like to ask me anything?
Yes, I'd like you to play that recording,
Not here, not here.
because that recording was an apology.
Let's continue
Let's
the
not
meeting.
engage.
I'm just saying, the recording was an apology. I didn't tell him where to go.
Madam Chair, I was insulted in public.
Let's not. Peter Del W.
Good evening.
It's not on.
Oh, this one's more. Good evening, Chairman Cruz. I am Peter Del Devio. I represent the American Legion. I want to just voice in the negative that we do not concur, want, hope for anything involving Miracle City being brought to our neighborhood.
We have an update on Miracle City.
Okay.
The landlord withdrew.
Thank you. So we just want to, I brought it to my, yes, 2800. I brought it to my Bronx County meeting and addressed the debt of membership via my role at the TN CAP, where I'm a member. That's Drugs Net Community Action Partnership. So I brought it to my county level, which are representatives of all the posts of the American Legion here in Bronx County. And then I personally am the post commander of the City Island Post, and I'm the Bronx County commander. So I bring it before you, the board, to say I've spoken to my membership, but we are not in agreement with having them come on board, and I want that put for the record. Thank you.
All right, so we have some more, Joanne Bainey. Wait, I'm coming. This person has to get some next. Yeah.
Oh. All I have to say is Miracle City would be one of the worst things that could ever happen to Skid.
Joe, fix us, Joe.
Okay, it's a block away from Tots, a school for children with developmental disabilities. I grew up in this neighborhood. My best friend lives on Lafayette and Revere. He's a retired police officer with minor duty disability. His son is on the autism spectrum, low functioning. These families have enough challenges without having to deal with this. That's all I really have to say.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Judith Martinez.
Give it to her.
Good evening, my name is Judith Martinez, and I'm a homeowner just feet away from 2800 Bruckner Boulevard. I am also a member of the 2800 Community Advisory Board. I oppose Miracle City's application for an 822 license for a chemical dependence outpatient program. The Community Advisory Board has met 3 times in the past 2 years, and very vague information has been provided about the organization's plans in this particular project. No clear explanation was given when asked about the difference between their current license, a home and community-based services, and Part 822. From personal experience, I know that this type of program do not belong in a residential area, less so in a low-density community of 1 and 2 family homes with schools just feet away. I lived in the South Bronx, near Promesa, and other organizations that run 822 programs, and I have witnessed firsthand the damage this brings to a residential community. I chose Stross Neck to raise my family because of its peaceful livelihood, and my hope is that it will remain so for the sake of all the hardworking residents and the most vulnerable, our children, including my 1 and 4-year-old that I intend to raise in this community. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Anibal Vasquez. I've been a Bronx Neck resident, a few blocks away on Prince Maid and Lafayette, right around 2800 Buckner Boulevard. Again, I'm against the location coming in with Miracle City's proposition to have a substance abuse program at the location. One of the stories I continually tell, I've been a resident there since 1988, and TOTS, the program that caters to, children of developmental issues. They come, the teachers, throughout the day, walk those kids through the neighborhood. They take daily walks throughout the neighborhood, and the last thing they really need is to have a substance abuse program and have the issues that come with that program coming into the community. So not only for the well-being of the community, but most importantly, the well-being of the children of the community, especially with the schools around there. So please write the letter opposing, just like the other politicians have done. Thank you.
Joanne?
No, she doesn't want to?
She's already been said.
She don't want to. Okay. Thank you.
Judith Martinez?
She's fine. She's fine.
Brianna Code?
I just want to say, I know I pretty much explained myself the last meeting we had, and basically my issue is the schools right next door, down the block. There's a few amount of schools. My kids in particular go to PS14, which is right down the block. They're not able to take the school bus, so their route home would be to walk down past 2800 Buckner. It is an 822. Regardless if they're going to be distributing the methadone or not, they're still going to be dealing with those kind of individuals. I don't want to say it like that, but whether they have a psych problem, they were stated schizo patients, whatever it is, I don't feel comfortable with my kids walking, bumping heads, whatever it is. It's actually very upsetting because the lady from Miracle City did state that she doesn't need our approval, that this is already done, and she's just letting us know about it. I've actually looked into moving, and I'm in the process of moving down south just because I don't want to be here. I was born and raised in Bronx Neck, the best part of the Bronx, and it gives me chills to know that my kids are not going to be raised the way I was. And that's it.
That was my daughter just now, and it really upsets me because she's looking to move because she can't deal with everything that's been going on in the neighborhood. I've been going to every rally. I see a lot of support through the community, and we're getting stronger. And I see a lot of people opposing it right now, which makes me feel great. We have another rally coming up on July 13th. I have a neighbor that lives a couple of blocks down from me. He actually got into a bad car accident like 30 years ago, and he's been on the methadone program since. When he found out about the rallies and everything that's been going on with this building taking place, he got disgusted, and he doesn't want it here either. He actually will be at the rally on July 13th, and he will speak up how he doesn't think it's a great idea to have such a program in his own neighborhood where he owns a home. It's just a lot of stuff that follows through with the program. There's just a lot of negativity, and it's just very upsetting that how everyone thinks like we wouldn't have an opinion about it. We're going to keep continuing to fight, and that's all I have to say. I'm not going to give up, and I'm going to try to keep my daughter here. Thank you.
Yeah.
So your neighbor that's on methadone, where does he go to get it?
He goes to Waters Place.
Okay.
He goes to Waters Place, and yeah, and I actually have a close member to my family that goes to 138th Street, and it's very upsetting to me because he is a family member of mine, and I actually took him down there a few times, and I look outside while he's coming out, and there are coffee carts that are outside, and there's drug dealers that are selling by the coffee carts. So it's very upsetting. It's been a long issue of we're trying to solve a problem. Okay, we're trying to solve a problem, and my neighbor just being on it 30 years. My close relative is on it for 5 years. There's no solution with it. It helps you from not like overdosing and stealing, but it's not the right solution. Their brains are fried, and they can never get a normal job, and they can never come to a meeting like this. But I know my neighbor will speak up just to not have it here. I know that for a fact. So yeah, it's I don't know. I don't even know what to say about it, but that's what it is.
Thank you. Daisy? Daisy F?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Daisy Fraguara, and I also a part of the member of the 2800 Bruckner Boulevard Advisory Committee. Julie Martinez had mentioned prior. I just want to express that I lived in the South Bronx also for many years, counted every penny, worked very hard along with my husband to own a home, almost 23 years living in Trust Neck, and I really thought that I was gonna live and raise and enjoy my 5 grandchildren in Trust Neck, but it seems like if you don't do something about it, and if the community doesn't continue to do something about it, I don't know what's going to happen anyway. But I just want to share also that my career has been working with families and children, and especially all over the Bronx and Manhattan. So it's not about being insensitive about this situation. I truly believe that I'm very sensitive about other people's needs. However, this is a residential community, as stated before, and unfortunately, during one of the topics that were discussed during this private so-called meeting, it was said that they were going to only service the Trust Neck community. Statistically, it's impossible because how many people are they going to service? Not too many people in the Trust Neck community need that type of services. And flip-flopping, I really plead to you and implore to you to please say no to this. Our livelihood, our routine daily lives will be changed because of this. I've seen it, like I said before, I lived many years in the South Bronx, and it has been wonderful, rebuilt, but it's still, even the politicians allow so many rehab centers, and unfortunately, take a ride to the area and see for yourself what it is, okay? And it will happen to Trust Neck. Trust me, it will. Thank you.
the fourth time we discussed it. We've had 3 rallies. We scheduled another one for July 13. You have a package, although I don't believe it's part of your main package, but the board has my package that we submitted. We have here letters, I'll have to go through a little bit, just really briefly on it. We have letters from Senator Biaggi. We have letters, let's clap for Senator Biaggi a little bit. We also have a letter from Assemblyman Benedetto. Let's give him a clap. We have Councilman Jornai. Let's give him a clap. We also have letters of opposition from TOTS, Tots for Children organization. We have Frogneck Homeowners Association. I hope I didn't forget anyone. I believe we're going to have one from the gentleman that spoke, American Legion. So we'll have to add that. We've had 2 committee meetings. Some of you have been there, so you've heard this. I've done this. I want to include for some of the members that haven't been to the committee members level or to the hearings. And we also have about 400 resident petitions from the area. Local residents that live in the area. And you heard some of them here. When you hear it from me, maybe it sounds a little, you know, I've been complaining for years on every issue here. But when you hear it from them, from the residents, then you see how it hits homes. How it really hit home. And this is not an issue, not in my neighborhood. You see, people are dealing with this issue here. They're dealing with it personally. And when they're dealing with it personally, they're saying they don't want it in their community. I think that's very credible. We also have petitions here from Merchants Association. We have 31, and we're still going to be getting some more from the local Merchant Association in the area, which oppose it. The leadership obviously spoke, and they were supporting this idea, but the member rank and file are against it, and we'll have more of the signatures. We also have some petitions here. We have close to 1,000 petitions, and when he submits me more, I'll update the commissioner. From Joseph Vaini, who spoke earlier. I want to thank him. Let's give him a thank. We have change.org, 1,000 signatures. I believe we break them down, 600 from the Bronx, maybe 400 from 10465. So we have a lot of response here. It's not just someone totally opposing, you know, we're not chasing windmills here. So this, the rallies hold, we're close to over 100 people every rally. They come, we've been on News 12, New York 1, the Bronx Times has been very good. They here also, thank God. They put us on the front page, they see how important this issue is and give it attention. So I hope that every member here, please, my request for a letter of opposition be approved. Thank you so much.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Adam Powell, and I represent Made in Puerto Rico Restaurant in its current application for a small method of operation change. They're looking to have just 1 more hour from 2 Thursday nights through Sunday nights, and to add DJ karaoke. If you recall, we came before this board about 1.5 years ago when they were not licensed for many issues in the past, and you were good enough to approve their application at that time. They've been licensed for about 1 year, and one of the things that people are saying, well, they've only been licensed for 1 year, give them more time, but so far so good. I mean, they have been visited numerous times by the NYPD, as all restaurants are, and the community affairs officer from the 45th precinct is here, who can attest to the fact they are clean bill of health. They have been visited several times by the State Liquor Authority, the fire department, again, a clean bill of health. No violations whatsoever. So we ask that you at least allow them 1 more hour. Currently they have a 2 a.m. closing time, 7 nights a week. They just need 3 a.m. Thursdays through Saturdays and the Sundays before holiday. And this jockey and karaoke. If you cannot do both, we could at least hope that you will do a DJ karaoke for them. Thank you. I have the owner and the manager here with me as well. Thank you.
Motion to close. Go ahead.
I just want to say, although the residents of Made in Puerto Rico are not here this evening, and one of the reasons they're not here, I want to make it very clear. They were at the committee level. and the committee voted against this.
Thank you.
And, well, I just want to add to it that the fact is, this litigation here, one of the homeowners was arrested fighting with some of their residents because they were smoking, some of their customers that were smoking pot in front of their house, right around the corner. So they can't, they're legally binded because there's a case now, the gentleman, homeowner coming home with his wife and kids, and he has no control over it. He promised this community board that he was going to have control over it.
Thank
He
you.
does not. Thank you.
He does.
I just have a small comment. I know that we, in the committee, we had them come here. We weren't aware of these problems that they had, and one of the reasons why we weren't aware of it is because nobody went to Community Board 10 and reached out to us that there was problems. I visited that location 4 different times at 4 different intervals. I asked the guy how's things going. I observed not that much. Everything was perfect as far as I was concerned. He personally said to me, Tom, if there's anything that we can do, if you get any problems or anything going on, please tell me so I can address it. I left. I even contacted Mary Jane, who's president of Waterbury LaSalle. A few times I asked her, did you hear anything? She said she didn't hear anything.
Mary Jane?
I gave several times.
I did not hear anything, but I do have to say that when I reached out to them, I got an earful. And I do regret, as I said to Tom, you know, it was I meant to reach out to them. Life got in the way and I didn't. I had hoped that they would reach out to me. They didn't. So, you know,
that's my point.
Right. They need to do that.
On a point of, this really belongs in the chairman report,
He
the
brought
committee
up,
report.
he brought up Mary
I
Jane's
understand,
number, I
this
was
really
just getting
belongs
her
in
to
the committee report,
collaborate.
this discussion. So can we hold it till he gives his report?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Motion to close public participation session. You got a card in there, please? Nobody mentioned, I put speakers.
You spoke already.
No.
That was in reference to someone's
That's why.
question.
It was because I called your name from public participation.
Yeah, I put it in for a different subject. I just interjected on something that was going on. Thank you. Good evening, Madam Chair, representatives of the community board. I don't know if you can hear me, but I'll just speak. Tonight, Tonight I speak in opposition of Miracle City. I've been out with Mr. Cimitelli, getting signatures, walking through the great community. I really oppose having a facility like that put in a community. When I see the great people and the schools and everything that makes that community, I don't want to see it destroyed. You know, having difficulties in Westchester Square, not to compare, but there is no need for a facility like that. With the presentation that Mr. Cimitelli brought up, you could see how many facilities and how many options that there are. We need to write a letter in objection, not on my behalf only, but on the material that was presented and the amount of people that oppose it. We do not need this facility here. We need to strengthen the Bronx. We need to strengthen our community board. I appeal to you to send out a letter in opposition and start working together and making our borough great again. Thank you for listening to me.
All in favor? Noreen Oxford, want to recognize the public officials?
Good evening, Community Board 10. My name is Noreen Akhtar. I'm from the
the office of Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. On behalf of the Congresswoman, I'd like to inform you that we're currently co-working out of Karina Reyes' office on 1973 Westchester Avenue. So if any Bronx constituents need assistance with any federal agency, Social Security, Immigration, Veterans Affairs, please come by Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Our caseworker, Destiny Cruz, will be happy to help you from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Additionally, we have a town hall coming up next Saturday at City Island. It'll be around healthcare, so we welcome everyone here to come by. It'll be, I left some flyers at the front desk. It'll be from 2 to 4 p.m. at PS 175. In addition, we had our first legislative success. We passed an amendment with the appropriations omnibus bill to fund or allocate $15 million in additional funding to treat the opioid crisis. That'll go from the General Health and Human Services Management to CDC directly. So that means more money coming into our neighborhoods to help those who need it most. Additionally, the Department of Labor has grants available for women in apprenticeships in non-traditional trades. If anyone is interested in applying, please reach out to me. I'll be happy to talk to you afterwards. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Senator Torado from Senator Sepovia's office.
Good evening, everyone. Senator Sepulveda extended thank you for letting us participate in this board community meeting. The Senate just passed the bill, the Green Light Bill, this past Monday, June 17th. And the same night, it was signed by the Governor Andrew Cuomo. It will take effect 180 days after it was signed. It doesn't gonna have federal purposes. It cannot be used for federal purpose. Just for drive and use for open an account and, you know. And in other fact, the Senate is working very hard in the last week of session in Albany. And in event, we're gonna have this coming Tuesday, June 25th, a workshop from Social Security in our office located in 900 Rogers Place from 12 to 2 o'clock. From personnel from Social Security, if you have any concern, question, how to apply, how to get benefit from disabled or Social Security benefit, just come and join us. Our office gonna be all the staff gonna be more than happy to have you in there. In other events, we're gonna have the summer program, the summer reading program, the universe of stories for child, students and parents. You can log it in www.nyread.com and create a profile. If you need help, you can call us to our office 718-991-3161. And thank you again for having us. If you have any concern or question, just look for me afterward. Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Karen Rubin from our Town office, Councilman.
Thank you. I just want to announce a few things. The councilman just announced he's having a rally with small businesses. If you have a small business, he'd love for you to come. And I left the flyers over there. It's at City Hall on Monday. It's to rally against all the onerous, outdated regulations and the raise in property taxes that's hurting our small businesses. Also, on a lighter note, we are going to be hosting with Borough President Ruben Diaz the annual fireworks at Orchard Beach on June 27th. If you would like VIP tickets, we urge you to call our office. We're giving out bracelets for that. And we'll be handing those out next week. I left flyers for that as well. We also always have our free legal services every month, and you also can call our office for that as well. Thank you.
Leon Colton from Michael Benedetto's office, I believe it's.
Good evening, everyone. I'm here from Assemblymember Michael Benedetto's office. We actually don't have too much to say. Just wanted to say happy belated Father's Day, and and we'll see you in September. And happy first day of summer tomorrow. That's it.
What happened to Father's Day?
Good evening, everyone. Couple of quick items. One is that, as the young lady just said, we are co-hosting the fireworks evening with Councilmember Jonai this year. It will be the fireworks and the concert beginning at 7 p.m. We'll be working with the councilman again, along with him, to make this evening a success. The reappointment letters have all gone out. For those who are up for reappointment and you're here, you should have received your letter. New appointments will be made in the next week. We're just finishing them up this week, actually. Two quick items. While it's not in your district, the governor and the borough president were at Roberto Clemente State Park last week, I think it was, where they announced the completion of a $100 million renovation of Roberto Clemente State Park. New field, access to the Harlem waterfront. It's really a wonderful place to visit. If you have that opportunity, you should go down and see the work that's been done. I thought I saw on the agenda tonight something for Orchard Beach, but they canceled. Okay. So along with the mayor and the governor, we are obviously working towards the completion of the rehabilitation of Orchard Beach, which we hope will happen over the next couple of years. The other thing is that, as you know, in the press, the borough president has been vocal in his opposition to the construction of the new jail in the Community Board 1 area on a piece of city-owned property that was previously designated to be a commercial and housing development location. And so he has his ULURP hearing on that item coming up next week. Community Board 1 did vote unanimously against that ULURP, and the Diego Beekman folks have initiated a lawsuit against the city regarding this process that was taking place. Because one of the things that did happen with this, and it may not seem that it would affect everybody, is that in this ULURP, they included 4 different sites in 4 different boroughs. So it wouldn't be far-fetched for something like that to happen again, and then possibly include something that is in Community Board number 10. So the process is being challenged in court, and we have yet to get a date for a hearing, but the Diego Beekman folks, as well as some of the residents who live in that area, and there are small row houses right across the street from this proposed site. So the borough president has been opposed to this site. He believes that the site closer to the courthouse, which is what the commission recommended, would be a better site, and there is plenty of room available at that location near the courthouse that would make better sense for a new facility. Thank you.
Good evening. It's a little lengthier than usual, but I wanted to convey Dr. Golden's update. He actually came into my office to speak with me yesterday morning. 3134 East Tremont is a no-go. He has Thank you. He's rejected their proposal. He conveyed to me as well that he intends to stay at his property and offer medical services for the next 5 to 10 years. He also wanted me to make mention that he only listed his property to see what it was valued in the market. I accept that, but again, he wanted me to convey that he has rejected their offer and he's not looking to sell the property within a 5-10 year time. Additionally, Miracle City paid a visit to me, their principals as well. They wanted me to mention to the board members that they invite you to their facility to take a look. They are aware that we're looking into a letter of objection to their property, to their services, but they voiced that they would love to have you guys over and to take a look for the facility. I understand. Additionally, they would like board members as well as members of the public to join the advisory board should they begin up and running. But again, that's all hazy. I confirmed with the Oasis that they have submitted an application. I'm not sure of the time frame of approval, but I will let the board know as well as update Facebook and our email system as well to keep everyone informed. There was an interesting Bronx redesign meeting from the MTA New York City Transit last night at PS 71. Country Club made their voices loud and clear that they oppose the BX24 traveling to Stadium Avenue or on Stadium Avenue. I will follow up with our MS committee here, Municipal Services, to ensure that if they ask us for a letter of objection as well, we can, of course, put that on a public hearing if we have one in July. But they were certainly upset and angry with the MTA for their proposal. Also, Co-op City, for our board members, be mindful that next Thursday is your turn with the MTA New York City Transit. As of right now, the BX23, if I'm not mistaken, is the only bus going to Section 5. I'm not too happy about that when they promised us at the MS committee that they would extend services in Section 5 and along Co-op City. So please attend next Thursday's June 27th MTA bus redesign meeting at 2049 Bartow Avenue at 6 p.m. as well. So next Thursday at 6, 2049 Bartow Avenue, Co-op City's bus redesign proposal. Next, the district needs statement is now up for suggestions and recommendations. For those who are not aware, we recommend capital and expense items for city agencies and city public property to the City of New York. It's essentially our wish list. It's not often paid attention to, but of course we have to go through the motions, have the public hearing, so that will probably be in October if I'm not mistaken. But we are accepting recommendations all throughout the summer up until the October full board meeting. Please call me at the office if you want to learn more and how we can suggest something good for our neighborhood. We may not meet in the summer. Of course, those are public hearings and we may not have a public hearing topic. But there are several projects that we all should be mindful of throughout our community. The I-95 corridor and of course the Hutch. Mike Benedetto, our assemblyman, is working very hard to get Co-op City its additional exit. That's a project that's very important to him and this community. Be mindful because there could be a public hearing from the state DOT in July or August. I'll follow up with you guys and keep you informed. Additionally, there's a water main project coming, a sewer project for Burr Avenue in Pelham Bay. There should be more finalized presentation in September when we return. So please be mindful. The Newport Bridge, you guys are going to start seeing the temporary bridges put in place this summer. If not, if you take a look, it's a pretty cool project. Of course, it's about 3 more years. The City Island Water Main project that came and presented last Wednesday. Of course, the Rock's Neck Bridge, the decking that was mentioned in our April full board meeting. Any of these presentations are located in our office as well as being put on our website, and we'll be happy to provide for you. Some good news in Pelham Bay. Crosby and Coddington Avenue, which is a long-standing request for a traffic signal, was finally approved. Yay! That will certainly save lives. Thank you guys. And of course, with local development, you guys know that's my bread and butter. I'm following all the Pelham Bay projects. I object to every single one of them to ensure they have enough parking and that they're not skating by the parking requirement. Actually, you have to provide parking and bicycle parking, so I make sure that both are always present. The rule of thumb is if you have 10 or more apartments, you have to provide parking. So I want everyone to be mindful of that. So when you see a building go up, if they have 10 apartments, they have to have parking. And that's a Community Board 10 and Staten Island's 1, 2, and 3 rule. We're the only boards in the city that have that regulation. Additionally, St. Peter's Episcopal Church. I've been speaking with John Arno, and you might might know his last name, Arno Avenue. He is a descendant, an ancestor of a gentleman named Mr. Arnold way back when in the 1600s. He has provided information to the St. Peter's Episcopal Church, the Archdiocese. He thinks he has the information. He actually sent it to the board for us to read and review together. But he has proof that his ancestors' remains are underneath St. Peter's, that area of the Quaker Church, Lot 6. So again, that's at the board office for a review. I asked if I could share that publicly. He said yes, and I'll be happy to disseminate.
Yes, yes.
And I also wrote a letter to the Archdiocese as well as some deeds from 1920s and yes.
So does that mean that project would have to be squashed because they're there?
As of right now, yes. New York State law mandates that you can't develop a cemetery. So he thinks he has enough information to postpone that project. Thank you. Nothing yet. Hasn't happened yet. And last but not least, I will see you all next Tuesday for Throgsdeck Homeowners. I am the guest speaker, barring no other meetings that evening. But I will see you guys at Throgsdeck Homeowners. And of course, to reiterate what Tom McCaney and Ferris said, the Orchard Beach Fireworks is Thursday, June 27th. I have requested about 35 wristbands. I may not get all of them, but I will try my best, and if worst comes to worst, I'll give you guys one of mine to make sure as many people from the board go and enjoy it. It's in Orchard Beach, it's our district, we should all be there and enjoy it together. And another wonderful news that Tom just reminded me of. We were reallocated the $42,000 that we had last year. I would love to continue using FedCap's services and nonprofits. Some of you really enjoyed it. The public loves it. They send us a lot of letters and emails thanking us. I can show you some of the pictures that we have in the board office that people say and enjoy, that they see their area cleaned up.